I have with me here Professor Christian Halliburton, who is at Seattle University School of Law. So let's turn to Christian. So Christian, let me start with your interest and introduction to critical race theory. When, where, how, and what is it doing for you?
Certainly. I think my first formal introduction to critical race theory is obviously in law school. And there I found some very clear and compelling connections between my earlier academic training as an anthropologist. I think what critical race theory has done for me is given me a framework or a matrix for thinking about social realities and rejecting formalism, focusing on experiential sort of narrative realities and human histories as being constitutive of those sort of social contexts. And it's allowed me, it's given me sort of an academic model or vehicle for expressing what I think are my intuitions about human reality.
And let me then make a connection. Where did latcrit come in? How did you first get introduced? What was the motivation to be involved?
I actually met you at the first latcrit. I came upon latcrit almost by accident. It was based on a referral from a very good and well-meaning colleague.
Very well.
Very well-meaning. First year I entered the academy was the first year I attended latcrit.
So if you're saying that was your first one, that would be in Cleveland, and I know that was when we started this junior faculty development workshop. And if I'm not wrong, you've then been a regular, and then today. So how do you see that project, and how it has grown and its future?
Well, I think in terms of growth, the numbers are the first thing that occurred. I think there's some difference in recollection whether there are 8 of us or 11 of us at that first faculty development workshop. We have 80 people in the room today. I think that is absolutely incredible and exponential growth. It reflects the need for this sort of development-focused and integrative project, right? Sort of a mentoring and facilitating project. I think that starting out in the early faculty development workshops as someone who was there, who needed to absorb everything that was around me, I have slowly evolved to someone who maybe has a little bit to give back. But the only reason I have anything to contribute to the academy or to latcrit is because I started out receiving the contributions of those good folks who were proceeding.
Christian, we often like to say in latcrit that we are building a community. What has that meant to you?
Very simply, latcrit is my family. There's this old phrase saying that friends are the family that you choose, and this is the family that I've chosen academically and in terms of our very real and personal, intimate connections. Latcrit is where I get the energy to go back and teach as hard as I can, as hard as I can from year to year. It's what gives me the opportunity and the confidence to try to challenge sort of formalistic or orthodox notions of the status quo, and it gives me a resource for making those challenges intellectually compelling and credible.
And where then would you like to see this project, say, 5 years, 10 years down the road?
I think that latcrit, frankly, should be the legal conference for academics in the country. Right now, that position, everyone goes to WFS from year to year, but I think that more and more you're finding people across every sort of spectrum, across every demographic line, finding something of great value at latcrit.
But wouldn't, if we open it up, wouldn't it lose its punch? Wouldn't it lose its flavor?
Not if we remain true to the core principles. Not if everyone who comes to latcrit gets steeped in, and everyone who's involved in latcrit remains committed to the jurisprudential model that latcrit grew up around or grew up to produce. And I think that to the extent that you might be concerned about the dilution of the message, that's only a risk that I think comes with insufficient focus on the message. But that is not something that I think latcrit suffers from. So to the extent that we open up more broadly, we just have to make sure the message stays clear We have to make sure that it's accessible to a broad range of people. But I believe that what's going on in latcrit is an essential truth. So people who are intellectually open, who are inquisitive, and who are honest with themselves are going to find that there is something of value to them to take away, to take back to their own teaching, to take back to their own scholarship. And it doesn't really matter who you are. This is the legal scholarship model for the future.
Well, let's go and build it then. Thank you.